cool. Sorry, guys, for the delay. I was racing home. Um, but before I jump into things, does everything look slash sound okay on your end? Um, it usually does, but I just like to double check. But sorry, guys, I'm a little late, about 13 minutes late to the live stream, and I appreciate you guys sticking around and joining now. So I appreciate it. I was like driving, and I just kept hitting traffic, and it was just a lot of fun. But yeah, we are here. We are live, and let's talk about some movies. Like always, every single live stream, I usually say this, but if you are watching this on the playback, feel free to leave any comments down below on the actual video, and I will get back to you on those. I we talk about on these live streams just stuff about movies. So if any discussion or any point of conversation is brought up that you have comments on, feel free to leave a comment. But as for everyone who's watching live, thank you for joining the live stream and thank you for tuning in this Sunday evening. Um, and see, today's August 25th. And so we are on the tail end of August, which is kind of fun. Slowly moving into September. But um, yeah, so every single live stream, too. If you are new to the channel, first off, welcome. Sorry this live stream has started off kind of chaotic off the beginning or off the bat. But if you are new, welcome to the channel. I really do appreciate you taking the time to check out some videos of mine. And yeah, so usually what I do on these live streams, I talk about the things that I've watched over the last week or so, and just kind of very, very briefly my thoughts on them. And then we just kind of talk about whatever people, um, whatever people want to discuss on these live streams. So I basically just go off of the comments that are popping up and or the live chat, and we just kind of discuss that. So um, yeah, this last week so usually I also post a video a week, but this last week I did not get around to posting a video, which is unfortunate. Me and my wife took a trip to Hocking Hills, which is actually it's in the like southern part of Ohio. I guess it's more south of Ohio, South Ohio somewhere. Um, and actually, fun fact, it is where they partially filmed the movie Wrong Turn. I learned. So, yeah, we took a trip out there, walked around. It was actually a pretty good time. But yeah, let me see. I've already had a few comments pop up. Hello, hello. Let's see. TJ's asked, "Do you want to be friends, Kyle?" Sure. Um, And let's see. I found a Blu-ray steelbook of the first three Pokemon animated movies ever made. Was a cool childhood find. Some on eBay recently sold for 40 to 70 bucks. Got mine for $8 and found Piranha on Blu-ray. Nice, nice. I never really got into the Pokemon thing. I feel like maybe I have one Pokemon VHS, but I never. I don't think I've seen a single Pokemon movie or an episode or whatever. Like I never got into the game, never got into the collecting cards or any of the video games. So, but that's fun. That's always fun to come across like a childhood like thing that you love. And yeah, I was actually just today I was at the Retro Attic, which I talk about all the time on this channel, and he had a like a Lego kit that was always on my wish list as a kid, and so I decided to pass on it. But it was brand new, sealed, and um, it was really cool just to see in person because I feel like I don't, some stuff that like was always on like a wish list as a kid. It's fun to come across in person. But anyway, um, let's see. What is your favorite Christmas movie, Kyle? I would probably say It's a Wonderful Life. That's probably my favorite. Either that or Die Hard, which I do consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. So I'd say one of those two. But yeah, I'm a big fan of It's a Wonderful Life or Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I feel like it's just a fun, creative movie. Um, let's see. What is your thoughts on experience story uh, let's see. sorry, I misread that. Benny asks, so what are your thoughts or experience storing VHS in a basement? So I currently have, I mean, the room that I'm in currently is in my basement. And I have a ton of VHS, a ton of film, like physical, like 16 millimeter film reels, 8 millimeter film reels. And like I have never had a problem. Now I know every single basement is different. Some have more humidity, some don't. I am very lucky because my basements, there's really no like I don't have any water problems. I do have a dehumidifier though that is I might have actually left it on, but I usually turn it off for these live streams. But I pretty much leave it on constantly. So that just kind of helps regulate like the humidity levels down here. I personally have never ran into any issues with that because I know VHS do get like you can get like a little bit of mold on the like the tape itself. I've had experience cleaning the VHS, like cleaning the mold off VHS tapes. You just use rubbing alcohol and like a cotton swab or a Q-tip or something, and just um, basically, I personally just put it through a VHS player and pop the cover out like an old one, pop the cover off, and then just like run the tape through while holding a very like very lightly on the tape on the edge of the tape a cotton swab like that's a damped with what's it called like rubbing alcohol, and it cleans it off. It I can't say for sure if it like fully cleans it or if it's like fully taken care of, but that is just something that I have done in the past. But yeah, overall, my experience with VHS and basement, I'd say it really depends on the humidity levels of the basement. Either way, even if it isn't a humid basement, I would still probably recommend a dehumidifier, just to keep it like even if there is a little bit of humidity in the air, just to keep it lower. Um, I know dehumidifiers aren't really cheap. I mean, I bought mine a couple years ago. It was a couple $100, I think, and um, I don't know. They're not cheap, but I would highly recommend having one, especially if you are going to have a lot of expensive stuff. Like some of the VHS could be, more expensive. But let's see. Uh, I have the Steelbook, Barnes and Noble. I'm assuming you're talking about. I have that Steelbook, Barnes and Noble. I'm assuming you're talking about the Pokemon Steelbook that they were discussing earlier, but mine is Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, yeah. I feel like I've seen Charlie Brown Christmas a long time ago. Um, let's see. You saw the Nanny. I have not. No. Um, let's see. I found Night of the Demons, brand new sealed Scream Factory Blu-ray collector's edition. How would you rate Night of the Demons, and do you have the Scream Factory Blu-ray of it? So I have. Let's see. Night of the Demons. Where are you? I definitely have it. One second. So unfortunately, I do not have the Blu-ray. I just have the DVD. I would like to upgrade to the Night of the Demons 4K Screen Factory. They came out with a 4K Screen Factory edition, or edition, yeah, edition of it. I actually really liked Night of the Demons. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember really enjoying it. I thought it was like just kind of fun, creative. For whatever reason, I always get this and the movie Demons mixed up. The one that was produced by Dario Argento. I'm assuming because it's both, demons in the title. But um, yeah, I remember enjoying Night of the Demons. But yeah, the Night of the Demons Blu-ray limited edition from Screen Factory. I remember that was a see, I got it for $25 though. I thought it was a good price. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good price for it. But let's see, you saw Family Guy, Kyle? I have, yes. I stopped watching it. I feel like I watched it a lot more like in the in like middle school era. I have most of the seasons. I want to say. I think I have up to like season 12 on Family Guy. It's been a very long time though since I've seen any Family Guy episodes. Um, let's see. I love the second Night of the Demons movie. Yes, I need to watch the sequels again. I've seen all of like the all three of them, but I've not watched them recently. So maybe this Halloween I'll do a Night of the Demons marathon. Um, let's see, I love that the Jason DVD box set of the Eight Fridays. It's a good set. I love those different DVD cases. That set that's sticking out kind of here there on the other shelf. Yes, I'm assuming you're talking about. Make this. Um, I'm assuming you're talking about this. Let me see if I can line it up. Oh, that one. So that's the Friday the 13th set on DVD, and then I have the other Friday the 13th set over here, and then I also you can't really see it. It's down. I have the individual DVDs as well. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th series. I feel like I love collecting all the different like the box work or the artwork variations. I even have the old DVD pack of the eight films. Just a fun set that I also have, and um, yeah. But um, do you think you'll ever finish watching every movie you or everything you own? So I don't know. Probably not. And that is a constant debate in my head. Whether it is like, it's a constant like getting rid of stuff and buying other stuff, and what is actually worth my time and what is worth taking the time to watch it. And my collection like patterns have changed over the years. I was actually just talking to a friend about how I'm kind of like niching down what I want to like own and what I want my collection to be. Um, in the past, I would be buying everything. And so now I'm trying to, if it's a boutique label, if it's horror, or if it's like a director's something, like something put out by a director, or, kind of like a weird sci-fi stuff like that. That's kind of like what I'm trying to narrow my collection down. Um, and because in the past, I would just buy up lots of movies, and then if I didn't have it already, I would put it on the shelf. And so I would have all these random DVDs that I probably never watch. And so I still have a ton of DVDs. Actually, the wall behind the camera currently is just all of my action, romance, comedy, kids movies, all of that type of stuff. And a lot of it, I don't know if I'll ever get around to watching, because if I am going to be watching something, I'm gravitating towards Criterion, gravitating towards horror, just stuff like that, boutique like other boutique labels. Um, so I mean, you'll see here in my stack that I'm about to talk about. Um, just the what I really spend my time watching. And so to answer your question, I don't know that my collection's constantly shifting. I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, constantly buying in stuff, um, and so I feel like maybe um, my goal is to watch all of the Criterion films. They're also constantly adding to those, so I'm going to be constantly buying them. But um, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Although I do kind of like the idea of always having something new to watch. Um, and that's just part of collecting, I guess, especially at this level where I'm always going to have something brand new to watch that I've never seen before. And so it is kind of fun. There are times that I will go back and rewatch stuff, but yeah. I'm going to jump in before I answer any more questions or comments. I'm going to jump in quickly to the things that I watched this last week. I've currently, this year so far, I've watched 260 movies. And so I am 105 movies away from completing my goal, um, which I think is very doable. And so I am very excited because 260 films this year so far. It's kind of crazy. But going back to last Sunday, the 19th, the movie I watched this is one that I've never seen before, but I decided to check it out. And that is the movie The Hitcher. This is definitely on a lot of like, some of the greatest horror films of all time lists. It definitely, maybe not in the top 100, but probably in the top 1,000 greatest horror films ever made. Um, I really enjoyed this. I didn't have really too many expectations for it. I felt like it was, I was like, how complicated of a premise could it be of picking up a hitchhiker that I'm assuming is just going to turn in, to a killer? And they did a lot of interesting things with this concept. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I kind of liked the ending of how ambiguous it was, and kind of a sad ending, honestly, for a film. But I won't say more than that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I do have The Hitcher Part Two. Um, I have no idea how this is, but I do have this on VHS. So yeah, I need to check out the Hitcher Part Two eventually. But then the next day, on the 20th of the month, I watched the film. I just recently picked this up. I talked about this on my last live stream, but I recently just picked this up, and that is the film The Last Horror Film. This is, I think it's also known as Maniac 2. I can't say for sure, but um, Severin Films, they put out a different slipcover of this, which I missed out on. So I went with this one during the sale, and that slipcover says Maniac 2. But yeah, the last horror film, they kind of shot a lot of this guerrilla style, meaning that they didn't get permits or they didn't, get proper permission to film, and so a lot of it was filmed at the Cannes Film Festival, which was actually really interesting to see kind of this, them forming this story around Cannes Film Festival, and obviously there's some filler scenes that they shot else like outside of the Cannes Film Festival, but a lot of it was filmed, just on the streets, and it was very very interesting to see because I felt like it was just a um, yeah, it's definitely, like, not, like, necessarily, like, a super, like, good horror film, if that makes sense. It's more of an interesting horror film where they basically filmed it. It's more interesting of how they filmed it, I'd say, but, overall, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun one. Um, and then, like I said, me and my wife took a little weekend getaway. I guess it was in the middle of the week, but we went to uh, Hocking Hills, Ohio. And so while we were there, I don't like we don't have cable at our house. I feel like I don't really need it. But like we were flipping through the channels, and we landed on the movie Paddington, like the bear movie. Paddington, is that how you say it? Paddington, yeah. Um, and so we decided to watch that. I've never seen it before, and honestly, pretty solid film. I wouldn't mind grabbing a copy of it eventually. I thought it was actually a pretty fun one. Um, Kind of a wholesome movie all around. But then after that, it was like the next on like one of the other channels, the movie, which actually I have a copy of, so I'll show it. But the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall popped up, and it's been years since I've seen this, and so this was a rewatch for me. My wife's never seen it, but I really, really enjoyed this movie. I kind of forgot how much I like it. I feel like in today's world, there is like not many like just comedies, if that makes sense. Like there are comedies still being made, but not in the same way. I think this was 2008. Yeah, 2008. This came out. And such a great movie. It's so fun. Very funny, honestly. I really enjoy this one. So um, let's see. And then on the 22nd of the month, so a couple days ago, I decided to watch the film Maniac Cop. Now, this is a Spanish Blu-ray, I believe. It's like the whole back is in like or I believe Spanish. So it's definitely not an official release of the film Maniac Cop. And even the disc has like it's like more black than anything. I don't know if you're even able to tell that on camera. So usually Blu-ray discs they get the name Blu-ray from the bluish tint on the discs. This one has more of a black tint, which I have like a couple other movies like that where it's more of a. It seems like it's like a not like a technically bootleg, but yeah. So I watched this for the first time. I did not have it on any other format. So yeah, like overall, I mean, the Blu-ray transfer looked pretty good, honestly, for what it was. But I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very interesting. It was not what I was quite expecting, but overall, I really, really liked the story. I thought it was a. I mean, seeing Bruce Campbell too in the movie it's always fun to see him acting, especially young Bruce Campbell. And a random appearance by Sam Raimi was in it, so that's fun. I would love to grab the Synapse Blu-ray of it and maybe compare to see if the quality is any different. But I'm going to jump into the comments here real quick. I have a couple more movies to talk about, but let me see if there's anything. Um, let's see. I finally found the original Black Christmas on DVD. So happy to check it out. It's been hard to find for some reason on DVD. Um, see, I've never seen it. How would you rank it? Yes, Black Christmas. Um, Yes, I have the Blu-ray here. It's been a while since I've seen this one as well. I feel like every movie that I pull out, I say it's been a while since I've seen it. I really liked it. I mean, from what I remember, actually, I really enjoyed this. Maybe this Christmas I'll watch this one as well. Um, but yeah, I really I remember liking it a lot. But I don't know about a ranking. I don't know what I would put it within a ranking, but um, yeah, I should check it out this Christmas again. So. Um, Hello, everyone. Here I am. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the live stream. Um, what is the best, or what's the? One second. I need a drink of water. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. What's the best in your eyes? The most iconic horror movie theme song. Example like the Halloween, The Exorcist, etc. Hmm. I would probably say Halloween. I feel like that one is like a lot of like it's I feel like it's probably the most known out of all of them. Yeah, I'd probably say Halloween would probably be the most iconic theme. Um, but where was I? Okay, yeah. Let's see. They got the three Maniac Cops in 4K. They look cool. The cases and artwork. Yes, I know Blue Underground released Maniac Cop 2 and 3 on 4K. Um, I'm not sure where Maniac Cop 1 comes, like where it is on 4K. But yeah, I definitely would love to grab all three because I have not seen. I mean, I just watched the first one now, but I've not seen any of the other ones. Um, so I have been kind of diving more into Blue Underground's 4K transfers. I feel like they're actually pretty interesting. Same thing with Synapse. I feel like Blue Underground and Synapse as companies, I need to dive more into because I feel like they have some interesting stuff that I've not watched yet. But um, see, I'm really into movies about singers like Justin Bieber, One Direction, and Skillet. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I like documentaries, I'm assuming. I don't think I have really too many documentaries or like movies about singers like that. Um, yeah, I'm not like a huge music person. I have a ton of CDs for not being a music person, but um, I think my wife has like a One Direction movie or something. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I have any in my collection of just like movies about singers. I have a few like of the I'm trying to think. Um, I'd say the closest thing I'd probably have is stuff within the Criterion collection of like different concerts, like the Gimme Shelter. It's about the Rolling Stones movie. And see, I have let's see, yeah, I have a few like Elvis movies or movies that Elvis starred in. Um, and there's the complete Monterey Pop Festival, which is a music festival from the Criterion collection that I have. Um, yeah, other than that, I don't know if I have any like concert movies. Just something I don't really collect, I guess. Um, I would say if you are a fan of the concert movie genre, I'm going to do a little plug here for my friend over at the Retro Attic. Um, Definitely go check out the Retro Attic if you are in the Ohio area. If not, I apologize, but they have a ton of, um, or he has a ton of like concert DVDs. So that's what I'll say about the Retro Attic. But um, you ever seen the movie 68 Kill? I have not seen it, but I have it right here. I need to check it out. This is a Scream Factory DVD. Yeah, very curious on this. I've never gotten around to checking this one out, but I'll have to give that one a watch soon. Do you ever see the Elvis movie with Austin Butler? I honestly loved it a lot. Gotta revisit it. I have not, no, but I feel like I might have it somewhere in my collection. I'm not sure though. See, do you have any Japanese? I don't know what that word is. I apologize. Tokus. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I do. I apologize though. I'm not familiar with that. So I do not think I do have any. But I'm going to quickly wrap up my watching for the last week or so. But next up, I watched. This was on the 22nd of the month. I watched the film um, Under Capricorn. This is put out by, or this directed by Alfred Hitchcock. It's been one that's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I've just never gotten around to watching it. Honestly, I did not really enjoy this one. I thought it was kind of boring. It was kind of a little bit of a letdown. I would probably rank it fairly low on my Alfred Hitchcock films that I have seen of his. I feel like it's a period piece. I forget when it's set, like what time. Yeah, I'm not sure when it's supposed to be set in, but um, yeah, I feel like it's. I feel like Alfred Hitchcock does he like it was the best when he was just kind of making, you know, some fun like thriller. And this did not feel really like a thriller to me. It felt more like a drama. And I mean, I guess that's what I was going for. But overall, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Maybe I need to revisit it eventually. But for now, it wasn't. This is put out by Kino Lober. But yeah, for now, it wasn't a favorite of mine. Um, Let's see. And then the other night, me and my wife watched the film Leap Year, which was another like rom-com film that's been sitting on my shelf for like I'd say for maybe a decade or longer. And I've just never gotten around to it. And we watched it, and I would say it was fairly predictable. And so it was actually I put it in a pile to go. That's why I don't have a copy here. But um, yeah, I just felt like it was just okay. And then after that, the last film that I watched is the movie Lords of Illusion or Lord of Illusions. There we go. This is a Clive Barker film. This is written and directed by Clive Barker. Um, if you're not familiar with Clive Barker, he's the writer of Hellraiser. I think either the script or at least the book that Hellraiser is based off of. But um, yeah, this was interesting. It fell like a little flat for me, I'd say. Um, it was an interesting concept. It's essentially about a an illusionist, or I mean, a magician, where it just kind of like there's like this whole like there's like occult things involved, and it's a very interesting film. But yeah, I this has been sitting on my shelf for a while that I just never gotten around to. Probably not my favorite like Clive Barker film, but still pretty decent, um, nonetheless. But let's see here. I'm behind on a couple of these. Um, will you ever create a letterbox list of your collection? I'd love to use the sort feature of or on there to pursue or peruse peruse your collection. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe someday, um, it would be hard though because I feel like my collection is constantly changing where, um, I feel like it's constantly, like I'm constantly getting new stuff, but I'm also constantly getting rid of other stuff. Some parts of my collection, I know for sure I'm never getting rid of, like the Criterion Wall. This is never changing. Like I'm only adding to the Criterion Wall. Same thing with some of my boutique stuff, um, and some of my like horror VHS and just horror collection. Although my horror collection also is changing from time to time. Um, so it'd be hard to keep up with it. Um, and like I don't know, just keep it consistent. Um, but yeah, I think that's like partially. I mean, I do understand where you're coming from because like I would love some people that I follow on this platform of YouTube. I would love to look through their collection and just see what they have and I mean, that's kind of why I like to do these live streams too, is because it's like you are welcome to ask me, if I have this movie or that movie or whatever, and I'll check to see if I have it. But I know sometimes it's that's like that could be a difficult thing. So maybe someday I'll do a like a mass list of everything I have, but that would take a lot of time. Um, have you seen the movie Nightbreed, 1990? I'm curious. I see a Scream Factory Blu-ray. I might buy it. Yes, Nightbreed. I think this is yeah, 1990, directed by Clive Barker. I have the DVD and I have seen it. Um, and there is a pretty solid Scream Factory Blu-ray of it. It's like a special edition, so it's a fairly thick, as far as I know, it's like a thicker set um, that I would love to also get my hands on. This movie was interesting. It was definitely not fully what I was expecting either. Um, and I feel like there's a lot of like creativity in it. There's a lot of different costumes and makeup and a lot of interesting designs of the creatures. And so yeah, I remember really enjoying that one. I need to revisit it. Maybe I should grab a Blu-ray copy of it as well. Um, let's see. Are you going to do any collection videos again soon, or room/collection tours? Yes, I need to. I might do like a full because I know I did like my full Criterion collection and my full horror collection, and I mean, some of those videos are actually already outdated, which is kind of wild. Um, where I did like my horror section has changed dramatically. It's also, I think it's honestly my best performing video on my channel. Um, is my complete horror collection. And so I should do an updated one because there are a lot of horror films that I got rid of, but then there's also a lot that I have, added to the collection. Um, I should do one like a complete video on this like wall behind me because I feel like I've yet to really like show that wall besides in like a room tour video. Um, I don't really like I think it's because it's like that wall I don't pay that much attention to, even though it's housing a ton of films. Um, I should do a complete Laserdisc collection sometime too. Um, and yeah, because I mean, I did have a update kind of on, I think it was one of my later videos that I've done now, or my most recent videos where I did and like kind of a room tour of my two family video shelves that I have in the middle of the room on the other side now. Um, and I feel like those, I don't know, I felt like that was kind of like, it can kind of see that. But I need to do some other pieces of like all my director's films that I have. And yeah, I mean, this collection is just constantly changing. And so I should be doing, at some point in the future, I will be doing a updates for that. But um, do you have any Japanese tokusu? Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe, but I'm not sure what that word is. The tokusutra. I'm assuming I do not have any of those Japanese movies. Yeah, I apologize. I'm not sure what those are. If you can give me some examples, that would be helpful because I might have some. I'm just not sure. Um, I really should. It was a great video. Same with the full room tour. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Sooner the better as I look forward to your uploads. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Um, and yeah, I should do a an updated room tour video because I really actually really enjoy making those. Um, and I love explaining to people how I have everything laid out and showing off all the different formats. And maybe when I build some new shelves, which I have some plans in my head for where I'm going to put some new shelving. Maybe when I build those, I'll do a updated video because yeah. Is there a movie that you spent a bit more for and ended up disappointed? Mine was Pumpkinhead 2 DVD because that movie is beyond rare for some reason. Really, I have Pumpkinhead 2 on DVD. Um, yes, so this is one that I'm planning on watching this Halloween. I've seen Pumpkinhead 1, but yeah, I have Pumpkinhead 2. Um, I kind of forget where I even got this. I think I got this in a lot of films, and so yeah, I'm trying to think of any that I like bought that I kind of regretted buying or was just disappointed in the quality of the film. Um, there was one movie that I definitely spent way too much money on because at the time I thought it was really rare, which technically it is. I bought the movie I Drink Your Blood on Blu-ray. This is from Grindhouse Releasing, and this comes with the slipcover. So there's the film and the slipcover. And I remember buying this for, I want to say it was like $60. Um, and I thought the movie was okay. I didn't think it was anything super special. Um, and I think I bought it when like the slipcover was like super rare, but now you can get this, I don't know, $30, 30 $40 maybe. I want to say I spent more than that on it though. Um, like I think I think I spent either 60 or 70 on it. So, um, yeah, that was one that I was a little disappointed on how much I spent versus what it was. There's probably other examples in here that of like things that I just spent a lot of money on that I kind of was disappointed in. But 1970s movies are the best. Yeah, I feel like the 70s. I really actually do. I love the 70s films. I like I don't have like a specific section of 70s movies, but I do have like a decent amount within the Criterion collection. And I will say they do stand out when they are from the 70s. I feel like 70s like films do like kind of pop, which I really enjoy. Um, let's see. I enjoy your thoughts and insights on the movies in your collection. Thank you. Um, yeah, I was actually like telling a friend earlier that it's both a blessing and a curse knowing so much about movies and knowing a lot about like boutique labels and like just the prices of everything because when you're in the store and you see a bunch of different things and it's like, ooh, that's rare, that's a good price, like, and you just want to get all of them, and it's like it's very like it's almost overwhelming because you're like, oh, I saw like what was it like it's from Severin Films with like I don't have the movie but Killer Crocodile on Blu-ray for $20, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good price because it's normally 40 on their website. Or and so it's like I don't know, I feel like I constantly have like all this knowledge in my brain, but I'm like, oh, that's a good price, and you just want to buy everything. But yeah, it's a it's both it's nice, but it's also not nice, I guess. So um let's see. Were you a fan of Long Legs with Nicolas Cage? I have not seen Long Legs yet. I need to check it out, but yeah, it's been in theaters for a while now. But I feel like maybe I'll just maybe I'll just buy a physical copy of it whenever it does come out. I don't know, but yeah, I've not checked it out yet. But that DVD or that box sets you got of Rec, are the movies any good? So I absolutely, let me grab it. Um, I absolutely love the Rec films. Um, let's see. So it's a Scream Factory box set, so the movie just kind of like slide in and out, which is fantastic. There's Rec 1, Rec 2, let's see, Rec 3 Genesis, and Rec 4 Apocalypse. Um, so I've seen Rec 1, 2, and 3, and this October I'm planning on watching Rec 4. Um, I personally really, really liked Rec 3. I thought it was an interesting like concept. I remember really enjoying Rec 2 and as well. I so if you've watched, let's see, if you have heard of the films Quarantine 1 and 2, these are the American remakes of the Rec films. I think Quarantine 1 definitely follow, or like the first one definitely follows more the pattern of Rec 1. Um, Same concept. It's honestly, it's kind of like it's a very like American remake where it's basically the exact same story but just in English and not Spanish. I believe these are Spanish. Um, Yes, Spanish. So these all have subtitles, so they're in Spanish, but um, these are fantastic. I think I prefer these over the American remakes, um, and I can't recommend this box set enough. I'm actually very excited to check out Rec 4. Um, it's basically like kind of zombie-ish film, like in a way they're zombies. Um, yeah, but they're also, I should add that they are like found footage films. But I personally didn't think it was like done in a way that was like distracting or annoying to watch. I don't know. I really enjoy these movies. I would highly recommend checking them out, especially if you can get this Screen Factory box set. Let's see, films about giant. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, so those Japanese films like Godzilla and okay, yeah, yeah, I understand now, Joe. Yes, so Godzilla. I have a bunch of the Godzilla films. The like not just the newer ones, but like the original. I mean, I even have where is that now? I have the original Godzilla. This is from 1954. Um, yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure what that term was. I know I've heard that term before, but I just blanked on it. But over here, if I can kind of see, up here is the criteria. Oh, maybe right there. The Criterion Godzilla set, and next to that is my Gamera set, put out by Arrow Video. Um, so yes, I have a few of them, and then I also have um, the a couple Godzilla box sets within my sci-fi collection. Um, so yeah, I've not seen all of them, I should add, but I have a few. So too many films. Yes. There I have probably too many films in this collection, and I need to. I've been trying to downsize parts of it, but um, when did you get the Elm Street VHS box set? That's um, definitely a grail I want for my collection. Oh yes. So fun fact about this Elm Street set. Um, so I first off absolutely love this set. I think it is so fantastic. Each movie is reversible technically. So each side, there's like this, which has the original poster artwork, and this, which just makes up the photo. Um, so I think it's kind of cool. So I got this several years ago. It's for a lot of my videos. It hasn't been in the thing. It's kind of been up like in the rafters in a way. But this set I got from my local exchange. I remember they bought it in for a decent price, and so I decided to get it. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. And so yeah, and so I got that one, and then my brother actually came across a box set of all the same exact one. I think he got it at Goodwill, and so he ended up just giving it to me. And so I think I sold one of them, or I sold the one that I didn't because I didn't need two copies. And so I sold one of them on either Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Um, and yeah, it's kind of just like fun having having a Nightmare on Elm Street VHS box set. I kind of wish that more horror titles did that with like VHS tapes because I feel like that would be really fun to see like the complete Halloween series on a VHS box set or a complete like oh, what is it called? Like Friday the 13th or something like that. Um, but let's see here. Do you have any DVDs of the Goosebumps series, 1995 to 1998, or Goosebumps movies from 2015 to 2018? So I do not know. I have a couple of the older like VHS tapes. I think I have three of those. But as far as like that's pretty much it as far as the Goosebumps series that I have. That's another series that I kind of wish I got into as a kid. Just never dove into it. And I think at one point I had some of the DVDs, but I think I ended up getting rid of them. But I really should maybe look into getting more of those because I find it interesting as a series. Um, and as far as the newer movies, I don't think I have any of the new movies as far as the Goosebumps goes. But I know those were pretty popular amongst like kids, but um, I kind of like the idea of like I don't know horror books for kids. It's just kind of an interesting like fun concept, um, but yeah, trying to think if there's anything else. What's the worst 4K you have seen quality wise? Ooh, um, I would say probably Terminator 2, the original 4K transfer of the film, um, and which is very unfortunate. That I actually it's right around the corner. Let's grab it. So it's very unfortunate that it's this Terminator 2, because when 4Ks were like coming out, this is one of the first like in my small collection of 4K. This was one of the first ones that I grabbed, and because I'm like, yeah, it's Terminator 2, it's going to be great. However, when I bought it, I didn't open it right away. I left it. I bought it. I think I got it at Walmart, and it sat on the shelf for like a year without me opening it because I'm like, I've seen the movie enough. Like, I'll eventually get around to watching the 4K. I talked about this in some other live streams or videos that um, I always had a bad habit of um, putting like films that are like brand new factory sealed on the shelf and just like never getting around to opening them or they sat there for years and then I would open them. Well, this was a perfect example of a making that mistake where this sat on the shelf for years unopened, and then when I did open it, I opened it to this. where it just had the Blu-ray and no 4K disc. And so I was very upset. I got in contact with Walmart or whoever maybe it was Best Buy. And they said, unfortunately, since it has been so long, they can't do anything about it. It was just a misprint that they forgot to put the 4K disc in because I bought it brand new at the store. And so I don't think it was too much money, but I ended up coming across somebody on eBay that just had just the 4K disc, and so I ended up buying it off of him, replacing this disc, so that I would have the full movie. And then when I popped it in, I was very disappointed with the quality of this 4K transfer, and so. I know there's another 4K transfer of the film, but I have not. I think it's like a steelbook or something, but I have not got that one yet. So, um, yeah, overall, I was pretty disappointed in that, especially for the many hurdles that I would have to jump just to get the movie. So it is what it is. I'm still going to keep it in my collection, but I was I'd say that was probably one that I just feel like it just didn't look super impressive. But one of the best 4K transfers I've seen is 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's my go-to when I recommend 4K. I feel like that movie it just looks absolutely perfect in 4K. Um, so I can't recommend that one enough. But um, let's see. Another captivating series like Goosebumps is Primeval, 2007 to 2011, which aired on BBC America. Yes, I feel like a couple weeks ago somebody mentioned that show. I don't know if it's you or somebody else, but yeah, somebody mentioned it, and I should check it out. It's been on my radar for a few years now, um, but I don't know anything about it. I basic understanding of like dinosaurs and stuff, but that's beyond that. I don't know a ton about it. So I should check it out eventually. But hey now, Kyle. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I don't think I saw your name pop up yet, so welcome to the live stream. Um, Primeval New World is also more Americanized version of the BBC European series. Cool. I'll have to check that one out as well. What's the best superhero movie in your opinion? Um, I would say either Iron Man, like the first Iron Man film, that kind of started the whole series. That's my go. That's like my favorite superhero movie. But also the Sam Raimi trilogy of films, the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, are just like solid films. I feel like they're actually like really, really good, especially Spider-Man 2. I feel like it's just a really solid movie. Um, I need to rewatch them. They've been many years since I've seen them, but um, yeah, I would say those are probably my go-tos. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any others that would come to mind. Um, yeah. Do you follow American Horror Story TV series? I do not, unfortunately. So I have seasons 1 through 8, I believe, on the other side of the room, and I've seen season 1, and it took me forever to get through it because I kept like stopping it and starting it and stopping and starting it. Um, I just feel like I didn't find this first season that interesting, and I don't know if it gets more interesting as the series goes on. I know each season is kind of like its own story, and so maybe I just didn't connect with the that first season. But I love the idea of American Horror Story, and I need to get the other seasons because I always see like the trailers for it, and it seems like the most interesting show ever. But I just need to actually just sit down and watch what I have because um, I don't know. I think it's an interesting concept of a show, um, but yeah, that's my American Horror Story thoughts, I guess. But let's see, I'll probably be. Let's see. Kyle, are you from New York? If so, that would be great because I used to live in New York and now I live in Tokyo, Japan. I am not from New York. I'm from Ohio, and that's currently where I live now is in Ohio. So, not a I wish it was somewhere more interesting, but um, I mean, overall, it's fine, I guess. It was never my dream my dream was always to get out of Ohio. But that's awesome that you went from New York to Japan. I feel like that's quite the move. Um, but let's see. I hope you finally check out Megan, Kyle. It's really good for what it is. I hope this Halloween you see it. I regret not seeing it in theaters. Yes, I'm assuming the this Megan. This is a ex library copy that I have in my collection, but yeah, I need to check this out. I feel like when it came out, I wasn't paying too much attention to it because I was like, oh, it's just like a Chucky ripoff. But um, yeah, I need to check this out. It looks pretty interesting to me, honestly. So I'll have to give that one a try eventually. Maybe this Halloween. Maybe I'll add that to my. I should start making my Halloween list. Every Halloween, I try to watch 31 movies. Like so, I title it 31 Nights of Halloween. It's a little cheesy, but like that's just kind of what for the last like I think 4 or 5 years I've done now. Um, Maybe even longer than that. But it's pretty much just every Halloween I watch just one horror movie a night, and it's fantastic. And so maybe I'll add that to the list, and it gives me like an excuse to watch some stuff that's been sitting on my shelf for a very long time. I just have never gotten around to, and um, yeah, I mean that's just kind of what I'm. I don't know, but do you plan on, let's see, do you plan to do a theater projection room someday? Yes, actually, at some point in life, I have already mapped it out in my brain, how I would want to do it, because right next to the movie room is a basement garage, and so um, I would like to build a different garage out like not necessarily like underneath the house. I'd like to build it just like next to the house, um, and then convert our current garage into it's like 2.5 car garage. Convert it into a like a theater, partially theater, but also partially like just living space. So whether that's like a family room or storage or whatever, um, and I would love just to convert it and make a proper theater where I could have like tiered seating. Maybe have like 2 rows of like recliners. Have a proper projection, like projector, like a nice 4K projector, proper surround sound, um, and just have all of it like nicely just like put together. And then eventually, I would love to convert the where I have my current viewing stuff, where I have my TV and my recliner and all my different players and all that stuff. I would like to take all of that out of the movie room, put that in the projection room, make that basically make that my viewing room for everything, and then make where my TV is, make that all shelving. And so get rid of the recliner out of here, and just so this whole room would solely be for film storage. So we'll see if that ever happens. That's going to be far down the line because building anything right now is expensive. And so I will, maybe in 5, maybe 10 years from now, we'll see. It's kind of on the back burner in my brain. There's a lot of other little projects I would like to do first, but yes, at some point it'd be really nice to do a proper theater room. But and of course, I'll make a whole video about that when I do it. So I guess stay tuned for the next 5 years. Let's just say 7 to be safe. I do the same thing. We call it Horror Fest, but I stay with classic horrors. Okay, so like the 31 Nights of Halloween, you call it Horror Fest. That's awesome. Um, yeah, I love that's like my favorite part of October, is just the build up to Halloween and just watching as many horror movies as I possibly can. And it's really an excuse to watch as many as I can during that month. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Let's see. Was it hard to convince the wife that the basement is going to be Kyle's movie room with all the movies you had? No, I feel like we when we moved into this house, like we talked about it ahead of time that this room would eventually be the movie room. That it would, because obviously when we got married, like she knew that I had this giant collection of films, and so um, when we did buy the house, we talked about like what rooms would be what, and so um, yeah, we were very excited to have a designated space to have movies because before we moved in here, we were living in an apartment and there was just movies everywhere. It was, I mean, the one video on my channel kind of goes into my like collecting journey, and you'll be able to see some of the photos and video clips of the apartment. I mean, it was like overwhelming. Like it was a two-bedroom apartment. One of the bedrooms was solely just movies. It was kind of insane. And then um, when my wife and I got married, and she moved into the apartment, like we I changed everything around in the apartment, and so I swapped bedrooms basically. So there was like an office space, but then also I had movies in the living room, and I had CDs in the hallway, and it was just like a lot. So but yeah, when we moved in here, we were both very excited to have a um, a designated room for all of the movies, and so um, yeah, yeah, that's. See, do you plan on seeing the new Beetlejuice movie on September 6th? Probably not. I'm not a big Beetlejuice fan to begin with, which I was actually funny enough, I was just talking to my friend about Beetlejuice today actually about it. And you know, he's never even seen the first movie, but I only recently watched the first movie. I believe it was this year. And I wasn't like a huge fan of the film. I thought it was just okay. I understand why people would like it would be like a classic to them. Um, but I just thought it was okay. I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan to begin with. I believe he wrote it. I think I'm pretty sure he wrote it or produced it or something. But yeah, overall, I'm just like not a. It's not my type of movie. I'm trying to see. I might have. Do I have it somewhere? Yes. Um, directed by. Okay, yeah, it was directed by Tim Burton. Um, and I get why people would love this movie. I really do. For me, I'm just like it was okay. And so I I really have no plans on seeing the second one. But I will say if people do go see it, I hope you have a fantastic time. I really do. I know some people this movie like the same thing with like even like A Nightmare Before Christmas. I saw it once. I thought it was okay. But I understand why people would like absolutely love that movie. Um, so I don't know. Certain films I'm just like I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Can't get into it either. Yes. I plan on seeing it in September. Okay. I hope you I really do. I hope you have a fantastic time with it. I'm shocked, Kyle, you never seen Beetlejuice before this year. LOL. Also, my favorite Tim Burton film is Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street with Johnny Depp. It's so good. Um, I'm not a big Tim Burton fan either. Yes, I have like this thing where I feel like there's certain films within my collection that I'm like I should have definitely seen this by now, but I just have not. Whether that's just stuff that just kind of like just I never got around to it, or so, like I think what was it the movie like I've never seen Casper, like the original Casper film. That's one that just never gotten around to watching it. It just kind of been sitting on my shelf, and so um, I don't know. I There's definitely movies like Beetlejuice within my collection that I should have definitely seen by now, but I just haven't watched. And same thing with like even Sweeney Todd. I don't even know if I own Sweeney Todd. Um, I might, but I don't. If I do, I have not seen it. Um, so Yeah, I feel like, I mean, personally, I'm just not a big Tim Burton fan, and so anything Tim Burton really does, I'm just not like jumping to see it. But yeah, trying to think of other examples of films that I probably should have seen by now. Um, uh, trying to look behind the camera. Yeah, I feel like there's some that like um, uh, movie like Glory, Giant, Magnolia, The Machinist, MASH. Um, I don't know. There's definitely ones in here that I probably should have seen by now. African Queen. Those are just some examples, but um, see, I can't get into Fellini either. Don't resonate with me. Yes, I feel like Fellini is definitely an acquired taste of a filmmaker. He is not for everyone either. I feel like his work is um, definitely interesting. He's not my favorite director within the like Criterion films. I do have the Fellini. Let's see if I can. I have the Fellini box set up there on the shelf, but I feel like a lot of his movies are just, I don't know. I feel like they fall short for me. A lot of them do at least. And I don't know if it's. I feel like I have to be in a specific mood to watch a Fellini movie. Um, it's kind of like the opposite though with Bergman. I feel like I'm always like not in the mood to watch an Ingmar Bergman film, but then I will sit down and watch it and then be like, this was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's just something with Fellini. I'm not. I understand where you're coming from, um, but he's definitely a weird one. Um, but he made a TV show on Netflix called Wednesday. Yes, I have not seen Wednesday either. But I know what show you're talking about. I've never seen The Godfather. Let's see. Yeah, The Godfather. I'm ashamed to say, I also haven't seen The Terminator fully. I'm also not the biggest fan of The Shining and Exorcist. Those are my movie secrets. Yeah, the Godfather movie. So I've seen the Godfather movies one time, like all three of them. I've seen them all one time through, and I need to revisit them. It's been a long time since I've seen them, but I remember when I did watch them, I because it was also a film that I kept putting off because I'm like, it doesn't sound like something I would be super interested in. But when I did watch them, I was like, okay, yeah, I understand why these have the reputation that they have because they are perfect. They're just I mean, at least the first two, um, they're just absolutely incredible films. So I would say definitely check out the Godfather movies. Terminator. I feel like the first Terminator is, I mean, borderline horror film. And the second film is just, it's fun. It's an interesting, like, fun action sci-fi movie. You really don't need to watch the other ones if you're not a big fan of the first two. I haven't even seen the newest, like Dark Fate or whatever it was called. I didn't even bother with it, but um, yeah, Terminator 1 and 2 are pretty solid. I feel like you have to watch Terminator 1 to understand Terminator 2 fully. Um, but yeah, I really like the Terminator films. They're making a season 2 of Wednesday, and it won't come out until 2025. Yeah, yeah, I need to. I feel like I saw like snippets of Wednesday, and it actually seems fairly interesting. But um, have you seen? Let's see. Have you seen Ted, Kyle? It's more nostalgia for me because I didn't shut up about it. And my sister took me to see it when I was 11. I love it. I have seen Ted, and I feel like at the time, I thought it was funny, but I feel like the problem with, like, Seth MacFarlane, I feel like like, unless if you have some kinda, like, nostalgia, connection to it, I feel like the rewatchability of it isn't the greatest. Yeah, I feel like with Ted, it's just, I think I owned it on Blu-ray at one point, but I think I got rid of the Blu-ray, because I think I have it in my Vudu library, my digital library, um, but yeah. The 1970s drama films were very deep. Yes, I agree. I gotta watch Wednesday, Jen Ortega's. Yes, yeah, yeah, see. I love Seth's humor. It's the same, but it's still hilarious. Family Guy will forever be one of my favorites in my heart. Yeah, I feel like with Seth MacFarlane, his style is a lot of like doing a lot and seeing kind of what sticks. He is a extremely busy person because he does voice acting and producing and writing for Family Guy. He does American Dad stuff. He does a Cleveland show. He was making several movies, a couple movies. I mean, he was doing voice acting for Ted, and I want to say he directed it, maybe. Um, and you know, A Million Ways to Die in the West, and he was acting in that. He also like, I mean, he has like a lot of things going on. But I feel like with Seth MacFarlane's stuff, I don't know. I just over the years, I think I just haven't really paid much attention to it, which is fine because I mean, I do enjoy like there are some Family Guy episodes that are pretty solid, but um, I don't know. I feel like I don't want. I mean, first off, I don't watch a lot of TV to begin with, so um, there is that. But uh, like the like, you know, the that one TV show you just love and never get rid of, or get tired of, and it's, your all-time favorites, that's me for Family Guy. Oh, yeah, I understand. I definitely think, like, yeah, certain shows can be like that, like, all-time favorite. I think my, like, all-time favorite, like, animated show would be, like, Archer. I absolutely love Archer. I feel like it's a solid show. But no, I completely understand, like, liking the Family Guy, show like that, but, so I've been talking for 73 minutes now, but I am probably gonna wrap this up here. It's a little under 8:30 currently, so, um, yeah, unless if there's any other questions, comments, concerns, things that people wanna talk about, yeah, I will. I'll probably end this here. Thank you guys for tuning in to this live stream. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you're watching this back on the playback, feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns, anything that was discussed or not discussed in the comments down below, and I will get back to you. Um, I guess also if you have anything else that you want to add or say, like you can always message me over on Instagram. I never really advertise my Instagram, but I do have a Kyle's Movie Collection, Kyle's Movie Collection Instagram. Um, I do have like a link in my what's it called? In my description on YouTube. So I will, if you are curious, you could always just follow that over to my YouTube or my not my Instagram. I'm getting tired. My Instagram or my Letterboxd and stuff like that. So let's see, there's one more comment. I also saw Sleepaway Camp 3 in the wild. Was pissed the sells for a lot. Was only $2. Was good to buy or was gone by payday. Oh, that is annoying. Yeah, for whatever reason, the Sleepaway Camp movies are, especially on Blu-ray, they're expensive. Especially with the slipcovers, they are very expensive, and so I have a feeling eventually Scream Factory will release them on 4K with slipcovers. We'll see if that happens. Maybe they'll do like a nice box set. If they were smart, they would probably release a Sleepaway Camp trilogy on 4K with slipcovers in a box set. But maybe the same thing like what they did with the Halloween films. I feel like that would be, you know, people would buy that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate all of you guys tuning in and leaving comments and discussion. I say this every single week, but this is my absolute favorite part of this channel, just interacting with you guys. So I really do appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I guess I will end it here. But yeah, I never know how to end live streams sometimes. I feel like I'm ending like a Zoom call, but um, yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. Take care, and I hope everybody out there has a fantastic week. Bye, guys.